Welcome back to my YouTube channel, Wake Up and Live. This is Bob. And if you haven't yet done so, please subscribe, like, share, and tell someone about my channel. Uh, Tourism is Jamaica's biggest industry. It accounts for roughly about 35% of our GDP. GDP meaning our gross domestic product. That's everything dealing with business and profits in Jamaica. It accounts for roughly a 3.64 billion US dollar earnings, according to figures from 2019. Um, Jamaica, it's the major tourism areas, the resort areas that bring in this income largely, not only, but largely lies along the Negril to Portland corridor we call the North Coast. The major players in the tourism business, are Negril, Montego Bay being the largest, Falmouth, Discovery Bay, Runaway Bay, St. Anne's Bay, um, Ocho Rios, Boscobel, and so forth, and the Portland market. But did you know that most of our tourist dollar earned in Jamaica goes towards propping up Kingston? Um, Now, don't get me wrong. Kingston is our capital city, and the uh, the city is supposed to be propped up well enough to represent Jamaica, because Jamaica is while it's a small country, it's not a backward third world country. It's a developed country, and the city needs to represent Jamaica properly. But if the North Coast and the tourist resorts in general are the earning entity for the country, you must put most of the money back in to the North Coast, the resorts. Now, I'm not trying to be naive. I do understand that it takes a lot to run um, uh, a metropolis like Kingston. But Montego Bay, for example, which is the largest earner of all the other resorts, um, is grossly lacking roadways, adequate roadways. It's lacking parks and recreational spaces. It needs more beach, and this is not unique to Montego Bay. It's common for all the resorts. They need more attractions. They need a lot more developments. There should be no dark streets in Montego Bay, for example. And I'm just saying Montego Bay because that's my area of the country. And there should be no dark street in an area anywhere in Montego Bay where we are actually, well, for to begin with, there shouldn't be any dark streets. But in where our product is on display, which is mostly what we call the hip strip, or along the Iron Shore Rosal area. You shouldn't have anywhere where that is below par, or anything of that sort. We shouldn't have a problem with hospitals. Um, just little stuff like that. So the resorts do need that money, but we continue to spend a significant portion of that money developing Kingston, and we do that by paying the civil servants, because Kingston have a larger portion of civil servants than most of the rest of the country. But my point is, however, is that the our tourist dollar already spend is already spent on paying a tremendous amount of our foreign debt. All right, it's responsible for paying a tremendous amount of the 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 expense for our civil servants, our teachers, firefighters, police, military, um, you know, um, um, parliamentarians, and so forth, and all of those things. We should be spending way more back into Montego Bay, for example. Montego Bay is the gateway to the country, not Kingston. Kingston is the capital, but people don't come to Jamaica to see Kingston. They come to Jamaica to see Montego Bay and Ocho Rios and Negril and so forth. So I'm saying those are the money earners in the country. We need to be putting a whole lot more in that area, and that's basically the point I'm trying to make here. All right, the same thing goes for money remittance from Jamaicans who are abroad sending money home. Most of the income coming from that, the revenue coming from that, is spent on propping up Kingston, and I do not support that. Not at all. We should give a reasonable amount to develop Kingston. Kingston should pay its way. It's an industrial, it's the industrial hub of Jamaica, and so it must be made to pay for itself. Tax dollars should not be paying for light and water that's not being paid for in the garrison communities of some of our politicians' constituencies. All right, it should not be paying for all these major roadways that are going on in Kingston. Kingston do need them, but not above the need of the tourist resorts, and that's primarily my point. All right. Drop me a comment if you agree or disagree. Keep it respectable, please. And thank you again for watching. This is Wake Up and Live with Bob, and I ask that you subscribe, like, share my videos, and tell someone about my channel. Thanks again for watching.